So welcome, Andrew. Thank you for joining us.
That's all right.
Andrew's joining us from Inside Asia. So how's things going, first of all? How are things with you and how's business?
Things are picking up nicely. It's really interesting. We sell 10 countries across Asia, and I've got one that is fully open at the minute. Cambodia is open. Everywhere else is slowly opening, and places like Japan are still keeping us secretive, but it's starting to get there. But I think people know that we're heading in the right direction, so the interest is growing. People are asking about it, and the team are getting nice and busy again with big pilots.
I think that's the nice thing. I think we're finding, and I've said it to a couple of suppliers, the world is slowly opening up again.
Yes.
You know, all of the restrictions, whether even if some of them may well still remain, they're being relaxed, and I think that's helping a lot of people.
Yeah.
Certainly, there's a lot of people that are desperate to travel. They haven't travelled for a couple of years, and as soon as there's an announcement of a country's opening up, that's it. It's bombarded with inquiries, bombarded with bookings, which is fantastic.
That's it. I mean, last week, Vietnam and Singapore both announced that they were opening and changing rules, and Malaysia is expected this week. So we're being bombarded with everything one by one, which is great.
Absolutely, yeah. So, and how obviously at the moment you can't, as you said, very few of your destinations you can send people to right now. But what's popular in terms of people looking to inquire and book for maybe into 2023?
Japan, incredibly popular. I think people know that Japan has handled COVID very well. It's a very clean, safe country, so I think people are very confident about that, and that was something people knew about Japan before. Japan, I think, has got a really great opportunity as well, because traditionally the last few years their biggest market's been China, and while we know that China's staying closed for a long time, that benefits us by getting good availability, good pricing, and it's those big bucket list destinations that I think Japan is really something that a lot of people ask for. And then actually Cambodia is really interesting, maybe because it is the one that's open, but again, likewise, I think Cambodia is going to be quiet in comparison to what it's been the last 10 years. So to be able to go to Angkor Wat and Angkor Thom and all of the complexes there means that you've not got 5,000 people behind you at sunrise. So it's jumping on that opportunity.
Enough, I was saying to one of the other suppliers, one of the benefits, I guess, for clients is to get out there as soon as they can. As the countries open up, if they can get out there, actually they're probably having a slightly more authentic experience of that destination, because they haven't got all of the masses that are perhaps may well have done in years gone by. So I think that's definitely a plus to get in early and book if you can and get away. Yeah. And you've touched on Japan. I mean, we pretty much from pre-COVID, the Rugby World Cup, and maybe even before that, actually Japan has been really popular for a couple of years, and I think actually the fact that it's been shut for a couple of years, people are just itching to get there.
Definitely. I mean, that's the thing, we've been really lucky, and I'm sure the same as other people have said tonight, people who have had bookings that COVID stopped them, who've rebooked and rebooked. We've got people who are on their 5th rebooking now, and they're like, no, it's happening. So, and at least that's it. Even Japan has been very stoic in terms of reopening. They're now telling us in the last week their plans to reopen, so we know it's happening now, which is good. So
absolutely. And so in terms of availability, obviously probably more so for, was it Cambodia you said was open up at the moment? We're finding a lot of inquiries are either sort of soon, like last minute, so people wanting to get away kind of April, May time, or looking to book for further afield. But is there availability to be had in Cambodia if they wanted it soon? Yeah,
actually across all of our destinations we see a good availability, because of the fact that, say, lots of the Asian markets are quite big for one another. Yeah. So for us, we're getting good availability at the moment, and Asia has been much more confident and careful with their reopening. So where we've seen a lot of Europe, where the prices have jumped very quickly, I can guarantee that for Japan in particular, but a lot of Southeast Asia, they're using 2018 and 2019 prices for 2022 and 23. They've held it there to encourage people to come back, so they're not jumping prices. The only pinch point we have at the moment is flight availability, but I think once more destinations open up, the flights will start pulling in. So,
and what we found as well, and airlines did kind of scale back on their operations over the last couple of years, but as soon as the destinations are opening up and actually there is that demand to go there, then straight away those aircraft will come back into service, and almost overnight those flights will be put back in schedule, I think.
That's it. In a minute for Cambodia, we've got Singapore Airlines flights are flying at the moment, but I see in the summer Emirates, Qatar Airways are pulling their flights back in. So summer season, it's looking encouraging. And Vietnam Airlines, for example, are starting their flights from London to Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh again, which again connections through to Cambodia. So they're coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is interesting that you said about them, a lot of the destinations are kind of holding those 18 or 19 prices. One of my questions was going to be to you about what offers are there for either booking early for 2023 or even last minute. But how long do you think maybe they're going to hold those prices? So essentially, are we recommending clients book early to take advantage of those prices?
We've got rate cards guaranteed for Japan for 2023. So the prices that we have for Japan for this year and next year are solid and guaranteed. Across the Southeast Asia, Indochina destinations, there may be a bit more movement. They may, for 2023, pull things up a bit more, but they're not, there's no reckoning that they look like they're going to go like, we're desperate to get the money back now. You know, I suppose the other side of it is that a lot of these countries are communist countries, so they're not pushing for the money quickly.
Yeah,
so,
of course. Yeah,
but Japan was set for 2023 rates already. We know that they're still on 2019 prices. So Japan's good. Well, it is.
Yeah. And I guess for those that don't know, I mean, I guess Japan. Am I right in thinking Japan is still kind of your best seller, your best product in terms of destination?
Yeah.
What are the I've had this conversation with a couple of suppliers, but over the last couple of years, where clients haven't been able to travel, actually, I think they are looking to kind of tick off those bucket list destinations. What are the kind of the main headline points of Japan? If we kind of focus on Japan, what are the main kind of headline places that they should be including in that kind of bucket list destination?
I think the thing is, like with Japan, is that the culture is so much about it. So in terms of actual main sites, there's so many things we can do, but I think the draw of Japan is its culture. It is unique because it had 200 years closed off from the world. And the thing with Japan that I always say to people is that it's always in twos. It's a hyper modern and extremely traditional. It's fast paced but relaxing. There's stunning countryside and bustling cities. It's always in twos. And that's what's great about Japan. But geisha for going to Kyoto, going to see Mount Fuji and having a hot spring experience, Tokyo and street food and all of the food. For some people, they don't want to do this, but Hiroshima, which is actually one of my favorite cities in Japan because it's a stunning modern city, just unfortunately that we know the historical background. And then Miyajima Island as well, and my personal favorite city of Kanazawa, which has beautiful gardens, a stunning castle, a world-class modern art museum, and gold ice cream. So that gold ice cream. So that's that's what I always think is highlighted.
Absolutely. So and another interesting topic that we always get asked about cherry blossoms, which obviously is very well known in Japan, and a lot of people want to go out and see that. We actually had a dedicated evening with you guys a few years ago, and we were told cherry blossoms are fantastic and definitely highly recommended to go out and see them. But actually, the autumn colours on the flip side of the season is not it's not the same, but it's just as stunning.
Yes.
And actually can potentially quieter in terms of visitor numbers at that point.
Exactly.
So I just wanted to sort of get your thoughts on, do you think maybe cherry blossoms is the way to go, or are the autumn colours as impressive?
If you want to see the cherry blossoms, go see the cherry blossoms. Like, I'm never going to tell anyone not to go see the cherry blossoms. If that's what you want to see, do it, and I will highly recommend it. But the cherry blossoms usually last about 2 weeks in any location. We would always recommend the last 2 weeks of March, first 2 weeks of April is a good opportunity to see them throughout your trip. But you're not guaranteed to see them in full blossom throughout that 2 weeks. The autumn leaves middle of October all the way through November, guaranteed good 6-7 weeks throughout the whole country. In November, when we're in the UK about 10 degrees, they're still 17-18 degrees, so it's warmer. It's not peak season, it's cheaper pricing, and it's a bit quieter as well. So if you want that flexibility and you want a bit more for your money and a bit quieter, then I would definitely push the autumn leaves. But I'm never going to tell anyone not to go for the cherry blossoms.
I think everyone wants to go and see the cherry blossoms.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm just conscious of time, but just one last quick question that I really want to pick your brain about. Obviously, you've got a vast array of destinations now that you can book. We can book with you guys. Aside from Japan, because I do think that's still going to be very popular. But what else is looking hot for 2023?
2023, definitely Cambodia, for the fact that it's going to be so quiet and open and available. And then I would say my personal favorite, South Korea, which is our newest destination. So if you've traveled the world, you've been and seen everything, South Korea is going to be that one that's missing for you. Stunning food, unique culture, brilliant history, and amazing countryside. and then I would argue Thailand, but Thailand away from Phuket and the obvious beaches, get to the old capital cities, get up to the north and ride the top of the Mekong into Laos. So people wanting to do something a bit different. If you want to see a different side of it, then Thailand as well.
Oh wow, it's interesting.
Those are
Not
big
many
ones.
people have mentioned Thailand actually as a an up and coming, I guess, because a lot of people think of it. You go in, you do the city, you do the potentially the jungle, and you do the beach, and that's sort of it. But yeah, there's
still get used to the beach, still finish at the beach at the end and relax in the lovely water, but go and see something a bit on the north is a bit different as well. So those are the ones that are definitely on my eye. Those are the ones I think are popular. South Korea is definitely something new and different, which journalists and the newspapers are going mad on at the minute.
No, I think you're right. I think that'll be an interesting one. Brilliant, thank you. We are out of time, but I really appreciate you popping in and the chat, and I will speak to you soon. Thank you very much.